What a pity. What a pity. What a life. What a life of shame and disgrace. I don't know if Edochie is ever going to recover from this, although somehow he's sort of building his life and all of that. He's building his life with Judy Austin. He is even trying to produce the number of children he had with Mary. But the thing is, regardless of how foolish, stupid you are, regardless of whatever, how hard-hearted you are as a person, it will get to a point, it will get to a point that you will want to kind of like, you want to check out some things. Yeah, you want to kind of check out some things. And it is what it is. Like, for real, it is what it is. There are some things you want to check out, and there are some things that you want to make sure they are just there for you. Now, not to talk of the one that you cannot even reach anymore because you have emotionally damaged. You have done, in fact, spiritually, you have damaged, you've done a lot of terrible things. I know you know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to give you some update that will make you realize as a human being that we should not take certain things for granted. Now, Edochie has always bragged. In fact, Edochie is so happy whenever he gets that cheap hype that he gets from Judy Austin. But deep within him, there are some things that are not settling. These things are just, he just does not know how to. He can't manage it. He just cannot manage this thing. And what is this thing? So, the thing is this. Edochie had met his children. He came across them. He has not been able to have access to them since he refused to mediate. He refused to do the needful. Like, okay, you know what? He was asking for too much. Edochie was asking for what cannot be given to him. He wants to be in charge. He wants to have access to his children. He wants to do anyhow. Mary said no. And he also said, well, if I cannot have access to my children the way I want to have access to them, if I cannot do anyhow I like, then I will not do the needful. He knows that he has to do the needful. But the way he presented it, he said, it's not like I don't want to. I would like to do, but I want to have access this way. So, what next? He was expecting that he will be given that kind of treatment. You know what I mean? He thought that Mary was going to say, oh, okay, it's fine. You can do whatever you like. We are together. We are fine. You are the Odogu, but what you did is not nice. You can... No, Mary stood her ground. She demanded for what she wants, and also made Edochie realize that there are certain things that he doesn't want. Well, it is what it is. I looked at it, I thought about it, and Edochie met his children right in a shopping mall, and his children ignored him. They, in fact, you know how it feels. Children that you've been with, children that you bathed, children that you were around, children that you nursed, children that you took care of, and all of a sudden, those children, they just turn their back against you because they need to safeguard their mental health and their, they just, like you're a total stranger. Like daddy is not somebody that we should come close to. Daddy is not somebody that we should associate with. Daddy cannot be seen around us, and we cannot be seen around daddy. Daddy has become something, someone that is dangerous. That is what Edochie has become. And when children begin to cooperate, when children begin to see you in that light, there is one thing for daddy and mommy to have issues, and mommy is trying to talk to the children, like manipulate them, and you weaponize their separation or divorce, regardless of who caused it or not. These things will happen. But in this case, it is Edochie that threw away his children. He did it carelessly. He did it publicly. He did it privately. There is nothing whatsoever that Edochie did not do. It got to a point Edochie was advertising. I really do not understand this thing. At times it takes a lot of. I looked at it. I said, what? He came on social media. He wants his children to know that they are replaceable. He made it clear. He probably feels within him he's trying to hurt Mary. Like, if I say this thing, I know for sure she's going to feel bad. But what Edochie does not seem to understand is that only someone with his mind. In fact, what I want to say, let me break it down. Only you know what is in your mind as a person on the surface of this earth. Only you know what's there. So what if Mary was even kind of looking at Edochie and she's kind of like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is this guy? And all of a sudden, Edochie brought something. Edochie made it possible. Like, that's it. Someone is already pondering about this marriage or relationship. Like, what's this? And this person is trying to say, okay, maybe it will turn around. Maybe he will not say he wants to spend a week, and then he spends 3 months and then comes back, and it seems like there is this conversation he's having with this person and the other. Like, you're kind of suspicious of what the person is doing, and you're still trying to kind of manage it inside of you, trying to process it in your mind. Like, okay, after all, we are married and we've got children and all of that. And all of a sudden, voila, here it comes. It happened. What do you think? You lost a child, and this guy is acting crazy and is expecting you to accept him back. No. Even children of Edochie, they are aware. They know that daddy is wicked. Not just about daddy and mommy, we don't want to, we want polygamy. No, we don't want polygamy. The way Edochie acted on social media, all of his write-up, all of his words indicate strongly that he didn't really value those children and was willing to replace them.